We have had a devastating loss with these Aggies right here. I just bought this one, and a couple of them were cracked. So now we have to go ahead and inspect and salvage the good ones, and then cook about, I think I'm gonna go for a good 6 right about now. Can you see that, bro? Up there. That's protein right there.
Oh man, I just had a little situation, bro. I just had a little situation over here, bro. Like where I cook my cook and like I chill and everything like that. I just had a little situation and everything like that because everything was all closed up. I was like inside of my truck. I was like laying in the back and I was like watching videos, you know, like getting ready to like make this YouTube video and everything like that. And I'm laying there and all of a sudden I feel something. I feel like my truck like move like a little bit, and I get up because like I'm laying down and I'm facing that way, so I get up and I look through like the little thing right there, and I literally see a guy standing right here, like not over here, not over there. He's literally standing right here. I'm not even over exaggerating. He's standing right here, and I'm like, ooh, I'm like, that's a little bit weird. So I look outside of my window and I see that there's a car parked right here. I can see the headlights like right up on my truck. I'm like, oh, okay, this is a little bit weird. But then again, me parked in a random parking lot, plugged into the wall, charging my power box is also a little bit weird. So, you know, like I do the normal thing, like I unlock my truck, the lights come on and everything like that. I get out of my truck and I go and approach him, and he's on the phone with somebody, and like he's like complaining and everything like that. I'm like, is everything good? And then like, you know, like serious fucking like he had like crackhead vibes. He had like crackhead vibes, and he was like driving like this older, it's not an SUV, but it's like it's like a small SUV type of thing, and it had like a trailer with a whole bunch of scrap metal in the back of it. And he's like on the phone, and I was like, is everything good? And then he said, oh, like, oh, what's that? All these people come through, and like, you know, we had like 3 people come through, and they were trying to steal vehicles and everything like that. And like, you know, like I was just checking your vehicle to like, you know, steal and everything like that. And he's like on the phone with somebody, and then he starts describing me. He's like, oh, his license plate is 58817 F3, and like, you know, like, so he starts describing me, like, you know, and he said he's about a 5'6", between 5'6", 5'7", Mexican heavy set guy, and this whole time I'm like holding myself of just like, just calm down, Paul. I'm like, just calm down, Paul, because like I didn't do anything wrong. And like, you know, he starts going on of like what I'm doing wrong, which is stealing electricity, which is technically illegal. Okay, well, it's illegal, but it's just like, you know, I'm stealing maybe 30 cents or something. Anywho, I'm not trying to defend myself, but like, you know, like all this is like going on and everything like that. Oh, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna call the police. All right, the police have been notified, and like he told the person on the phone, call the police, and the police are on the way and everything like that. And then he's this whole time he's sitting in his vehicle, and then he drives away. He goes like around the corner, and then I'm like sitting there like, what the fuck? That was weird. And I'm like watching him, and I get, you know, like I just go back to normal. I get back inside of my truck and I lay down. I'm trying to watch the videos, and then like he comes back around the corner, and then he drives through the parking lot, and then he parks, and then like he's just sitting over there, and I'm like, oh, what should I do? I was like, what should I do? And then eventually he drives all the way down the street, and then he leaves, and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, there's no way that crackhead guy works here. Because like, you know, where it is like a kind of like a nice area. I just didn't believe it, you know. And so I'm like laying there, and then he comes back, and then he goes and parks behind the building where there's no exit out that way. So I know that he's back over there, and he's just waiting over there. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I probably should leave just to whatever this crackhead guy is doing, maybe I should just leave. But I'm just like, I'm gonna come back here in the future. Like, this is my spot. Like, this has been my spot for like a long time, and I'm gonna be back. I'm like, so we have an issue, right? We have an issue. I have an issue with this random guy, and I was telling him, like, when he was saying all the things, I was like, I'm sorry, bro. I was like, bro, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just trying to see, why are you touching my truck and everything like that. You know, like, and this and that, and I am at fault being plugged into the wall, but it's an outlet that's not hidden at all. It's right in front of a business front that has, you can put a lock on it. You can put like a lock on it, like fuck, man. And because the purpose for me sitting over there is because I need a lot of time to sit there, relax, and get ready to make a vlog and make go to the gym. And like, it takes me like, and that's been my spot, man. That's been my spot. And I'm laying in the back of my truck, and I'm like, I should go, but I was like, wait, no. I was like, Paul, this issue that we have to solve it right here. We have to have a definite, either get off of my property and never come back again, or maybe this guy doesn't even work here. We need a definite answer to this issue. So I was just like, just calm down, and let's just wait till the police arrive and see what the police say. So I'm waiting there, like I'm like watching Generation Iron. It's like a workout thing, and I feel something on my truck, and then I open the thing, and there was a dude standing right there in front of me, a real professional looking guy, Asian type dude, mature, you know, like a older dude, a real put together, and he says, all right, I'm the owner of this place, and like I could tell that he's not lying. I was like, oh, okay. And then I explained to him what happened with that dude, and he's like, yeah, he does work here, he works for us. I was like, oh, I was like, okay. And I started talking to him, and he asked me straight up, bluntly, are you homeless? I was just like, and this is the answer, I was like, kind of, yeah, but not really. Sorry, I had to wait for like the train to like go by and everything like that. But I told him, kind of, yeah, not really, but I made the decision just to live in my vehicle. And then like, he's like kind of like looking at me like, what the fuck? And then he asked me, he's like, are you Samoan? Just because I'm fat and light skinned does not mean that I'm Samoan. And I told him, I was like, no, I'm actually black and I'm white. And then we're having this conversation, and then he explained to me, he was like, yeah, about an hour ago we did have 3 people in a backpack and this and that come by around the corner over there, and they were stealing stuff, or they were trying to steal something. And I was like, oh, that's why he came at me like that. I was like, oh, okay. And then the most miraculous thing that the dude says, because I explained to him, I was like, yeah, I'm plugged into the wall because I use the fan to cool me down. And then he was like, oh, okay. He was like, all right, no, that's fine. You can go ahead and sleep. You can go ahead and sleep. And I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, what? Like, for a second, I thought I was dreaming. because no one has ever said that in the history of me being in places, is that the owner finally comes up and says, you can stay. And then he also said that the owner called the employee to let him know that I'm cool with like being over here. And then also in our conversation, I explained to him that like, you know, like I only come around at nighttime, like I don't sleep there. Like I explained to, like I just, when I meet a new person, I just let it all out. And I tell, because the reason why I'm so safe with myself, just letting it all out, is because I know that like I'm a good person, and I always just tell the truth. You know, like I told him, I was like, I'm not homeless, but like I make the decision to live in the side of my vehicle and everything like that. And the motherfucker said, you can stay. That is so amazing, because, and then also after that, you know, like in my final words, I was like, thank you. And, you know, I take off my sandals, I sit back there, I finish my movie, and I just relax. You know, like I relaxed, and then I got up right now, and then at the same place, I cooked my eggs, and I figured out that some of my eggs were broken, and you can say, Paul, why didn't you check your eggs before you bought it? And it's just like, it's encaged inside of a box that's taped. And I can't just, you know, if I'm buying like an 18 pack of eggs, you know, you can just open it. But it's like, if I'm buying like an 18 pack of eggs, I'm literally going to be going to the store like every single other day. And so like, I need the $60, so that was just kind of unfortunate. But what do I do with this kindness? I could just simply take advantage of that kindness and just hang around and do nothing. But what I plan to, you know, do with that, you know, because I've never seen him before. We're probably never gonna meet again. But up until that point where he comes back and says, hey man, all right, you gotta go. Because it was so smooth, because there was no bullshit, because like I could tell, you know, like there's that sense of kindness people have when they're drunk or intoxicated or on something, or like with a lot of fat people when they have like a meal, they're nice for like a certain amount of time. That's like, there was none of that. You could tell that this is a very well put together man, and he was just like, I don't give a damn, bro. Like fucking, like he saw that like I'm doing something that's not destructive, I would assume. And what I'm using that kindness for is I'm trying to like progress.